How's it going, everyone? This is episode 251 of Baseball Heat Podcast with Mike. This is an episode where you're gonna see it here on the Miguel Mike Medina Jack of all trades YouTube channel and the Baseball Podcast on Spotify. I'm here with Jason Guido. Jason, how are you, buddy?
Mike, what's going on? Good morning. How you doing? Well, good afternoon, I should say.
Yeah, man. Great. Good afternoon. Man, I miss you, man. It's been days since we haven't done this, and it's always great to chop it up again.
Yeah. I think the last thing we did was maybe the Rangers. I don't remember. Something along those lines.
Yeah,
Or the
it
Knicks,
was
something like that.
yeah, it
A
was
couple weeks
one.
ago, yes.
I think it was the Rangers. But yeah, I mean, this week in baseball has been crazy, especially yesterday. Wander
Yeah,
Franco,
yes.
man. Wander Franco. This makes my head scratch. He was found guilty in the
Right.
Dominican Republic of sexual abuse of a minor. He received a 2-year suspension prison sentence. But listen to this: the minor's mother, convicted of sex trafficking charges, she received 10 years in prison. 10 years. This is such a head scratching situation because think of this, Jason. It's hard, and I repeat, it's hard to make it to the pros. You bust your hump for so many years, a journey that begins when you're little. You bust
Right.
your hump. You want to provide a better future for your family. And then for Wander Franco to do this, and this is a guy who signed an 11-year, 182 million contract extension,
Right.
Jason.
Right. He's one
Like
of the
I don't,
top players
I,
for Tampa.
I don't understand when athletes do these. It's just,
Yeah,
I
just
don't understand. I don't understand people. And
the,
now
the
his
God.
career is basically over.
Yeah, the only thing I could, go by what he was thinking is that he's young, so maybe that was a factor here. I think he's only 24, and maybe the I'm not gonna say pressure because he was convicted for what he was accused of, but maybe he just didn't understand the ramifications of it if he got caught, or I don't know. Like you said, he signed a long-term deal with Tampa. He's one of their top players, an all-star at shortstop. He was, one of their top players, like I said, and more than likely, he's probably. I mean, he's still going to be on MLB's restricted list for a while, so I don't see him returning to Tampa. I mean, he has to, because of what he was convicted of, he might not be able to have a work visa in the United States because he's from obviously the Dominican Republic. So he might not be able to get back into the United States because of that too. So it doesn't look good for him to come play back in the MLB anyway when this situation resolves itself.
Jason, a person who's a Dominican descent like myself,
Right.
I hate, and I repeat, I hate when I see this kind of level of stupidity. I hate seeing that because, again, it's just because we got to think about how tough it is to make it to where he made it. The
Right.
contract
No,
that he had,
I agree.
it's like you have to be careful. You have to be careful of the dumb things you do. You had to.
I have to say too, like I read that he paid the mom money for consent for this. That's why the mom, the girl's mother was convicted of sex trafficking. That's crazy in itself too. Like he gave the mom money so he can date her or whatever happened. That's to me that's whacked out as it is.
The Rays are known for having a great farm system.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a talented Rays team. Franco is talented. I remember I've been hearing his name for years. And then for his career to come down like this is like, it's just disappointing. Super disappointing. And it bothers more because, again, he's my people,
Right, of
So
course, but
it affects you when it's your own people. It affects you more, but it's uh, just it's like even if it wasn't one of my own people, but still, like when I see athletes or public figures in general, when they do these kinds of things, I can't. It's just the opportunity. Like when I think about him, I think about so many other names. I think about Aaron Hernandez. I think about so many people on the list that they signed
All
these
right.
contracts that they've worked hard to get with their ad, and then they toss away Ray Rice, another one. When they toss away their career over these stupid things, and the list goes on and on. I could name a bunch of names, but those are just a few. Since it's sports, those are just a few that came up in my mind.
Well, I know he could appeal to MLB. He probably will. Will that matter? Like I said, he has to fix the work visa situation. But it doesn't look good for him to return to the MLB. Just like Trevor Bauer, who wasn't even convicted of any crime. He was more in the civil courts, and I believe there's one or two cases still left. But he has a similar situation. You know, we're trying to get back into the MLB.
And I thought about him yesterday when I got the news of Wander Franco. I thought about him, and I need to look into more and see what he's up to nowadays. Um, but moving on, Jason,
Yeah.
Clayton Kershaw, he is 3 strikeouts away from reaching 3,000. His next
Right.
start will be next Wednesday against the White Sox.
Yes.
And wow, how crazy time flies. I remember seeing Clayton Kershaw back in 2010, and 15 years later, he's on his way approaching 3,000. It has been a tremendous joy to see him throughout basically all the years with the Dodgers.
Right. He's been in the league. This is his 18th season, and he's been one of the Dodgers' top pitchers. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. And like you said, he's going to have his chance to get 3,000 strikeouts Wednesday against the White Sox in Los Angeles, which would be happy for him to do. He'll probably be able to do that. He has 216 wins also in his career, so 10-time All-Star, I believe. So he's one of the top pitchers in baseball. I know his career is coming to an end. Maybe I don't want to put that rush to that, but he's off to a good start this year so far. And the Dodgers are going to need him going forward. Hopefully, he stays healthy because they're short on their starting pitchers because of other injuries they've had to their rotation. So he could be a factor down the stretch of the season and, of course, in the playoffs.
Last but not least, Bobby Witt Jr. He's officially joined Team USA for the 2026 World Baseball Classic. What do you make of it?
Right, he's going to join. I mean, he was in the Classic a couple of years ago when they had it last. I guess it was 4 years ago, right? Is that how they do it every 3 or 4 years, right? 3 years, right? And I know that he was a pinch runner, but now he's going to be a starter. He's one of the top, shortstops in all of baseball, and he's going to be there with Aaron Judge and Paul Skeens, the top pitcher for the Pirates, and that's a big addition to the American team. I mean, he could hit. He's a great fielder. He's going to be a long-time Royal. So, yeah, that'll be a big addition to the America's team in the Team USA in the Baseball Classic coming in next year, I believe, 2026.
They have quite a squad. That is going to be one heck of a team to look out for.
Oh, yeah.
But Jason, thank you so much for doing Baseball Heat podcast
Yeah, no, of course.
and basically discuss the things that's going on in the baseball world. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. You know that. Anytime.